Hi YouTube. My name is Michael Milligan. This is my second video. Here's the book. It's called Win or Go Home. Making progress, but I just got turned down by a publisher. So I think I'm going to self-publish. Today I want to talk about the surveillance I got in 2016 on Facebook. In the beginning of 2016, I got an ultrasound machine that helped me quite a bit, and it changed my life. I mean, I started to feel better, talk better, but to feel better as a targeted individual is a big deal. And I didn't take it for granted. But in the month or two after I got that humidifier, well, let me start by saying the ultrasound machine that helped me because the frequencies coming in to that hit me as a targeted individual, there's like microwave weapons, and they could be using ultrasound. There's nano implants, and scalar weapons are being used. So somehow I got help, and that was a part of why I got the surveillance, was getting that machine. So about the surveillance, it was weird. Nobody told me that this was going on to my face. This was just a Facebook thing that people started posting about what I was saying, and people were, at the beginning, people were really happy for me. And like the first day of surveillance, I I knew it was happening. I knew something was up. See, as a targeted individual, we're used to surveillance. Like there's AI DeepMind surveillance on Twitter and things like that, but we are used to something going on the internet, basically. I mean, yeah, there's mind reading, but at the same time, when you get on the internet, Google and Facebook and Twitter, they're all corrupted, big time corrupted. There's everybody gets this too. It's not just targeted individuals. Those algorithms that run on Facebook and Twitter, it's like they get in your head somehow. That's a whole nother situation. But okay, so like I said, it's a positive that I got this surveillance, and I guess I was being selfish the way I did it, because I was at the time, well, what I was doing was I was preparing. See, I was in a routine of mind control and I'd been in that routine since 2009. And I didn't change my routine too much because of the surveillance. And that could have been a negative because I was talking to myself. They called it mush. The face, well, I had people tell me it was mush, multi-user shared hallucination, where I was just hallucinating what they said. This, so like I said, I was in a routine, and basically I was doing my thing. All you can do. See, I look at it like it wasn't my fault. This surveillance was something outside of my being, and I was being mind controlled. And if I could get this surveillance, then, more power to me, because I got good feedback from mind readers and all that type of thing. But I talked about opposition research in the last video, and this is big time into opposition research because I wanted the surveillance to be about talking to other people, and like I didn't even worry about them in my apartment when I was alone, because I was sitting there talking to myself when I was alone. And I know it looked bad, but and people are listening to you when you're alone, but I don't want to get into the psychology of what was going through my mind. And by the way, I think this is still going on. This is still going on. So, but like I said, the surveillance was positive. And like how I deal with Facebook is kind of like the psychology of what was going on, because as a TI, you deal with like, as far as I go, the Facebook is, I just brush my shoulders off to it. I don't even care. They don't get in my head. And like after I get off Facebook, nobody's in there getting in my head. So, and once I got the surveillance, it kind of, there was certain points of time, because this happened over years. There were certain points of time where they got in my head, and I got shook up, because they're commenting about me singing to the radio. They're commenting about me talking about wondering about the origins of life itself. So it was hard. It was hard to brush it all off, especially after years of this going on. And I learned to deal with it the only way I could, in saying, they are not me, and they are not, it's kind of spiritual, but and another thing about the surveillance is everybody deals with advanced society differently. I mean, I remember thinking to myself that the crew I'm in loved it. I mean, I got nothing but good feedback on this surveillance thing. I'm gonna quit. So here's the book. Win or Go Home by Michael Milligan. Everybody be safe.